My coverage of Computex 2017 is brought to you by MSI, EVGA, Tesoro, G-Skill, and Cooler Master.
So guys, every year I like to stop by the InWin booth because they always have something crazy, something eye-catching, and something just way outside the realm of what any practical PC user would actually want to build the system in. So I think they have a massive globular case that's all see-through, and it takes pictures of you. Let's go check it out. So let's start out over here because this case is freaking awesome. This is just an InWin 806, which is a case that's been out before, but they have done a completely wood panel version. It looks so clean. I love this combination of the wood finish and the technology inside. I like the contrast with the silver I/O ports on the top. They have the InWin logo. It's been kind of etched or burned into the wood on the front of it. I've kind of been considering like that a case that has kind of wood integrated to it would be a really awesome idea for quite a while. Jenny actually said, as I was talking to her before we did this video, that's something that she's wanted for quite a while too. So InWin, good job on the 806. I hope you guys actually bring this one out to market. There's also a Gaming Cube A1 over here that also has wood on top. There's a mat on top of it too. It's awesome. Here's an interesting build. It is called floating. So I guess if you want to make a case and make it an uncase and a non-case or something like that, you should just put all the components outside the case instead of inside. But basically, this is an aluminum and tempered glass open air chassis is what they're calling it. There's two 2.5-inch bays in this case, and that is definitely something that if you want to criticize InWin, they're not always super practical when it comes to these things, but look at the build they put together here. It's got a mirrored finish on one side. It's got up to 8 PCIe expansion slots. It supports EATX motherboards as well as a 120mm fan by 3 on the one side and a 360mm radiator on the other side. As you can see, they have an amazing looking water-cooled system that they've put together in this right now. Wei Zheng was the actual guy who made it. He is a computer scientist. There's his picture. Good job, Wei. Really, really good job. Beautiful build. There's also sort of a touch panel with a display, although I don't think it's quite reporting properly right now, but still really cool looking. So a bit of more practicality with the power button there, as well as switching between fan modes or different lighting modes. So again, very interesting concept case here called floating from InWin. But what is this? What the heck? Alright, this is the WinBot. It's a big circle, kind of like a hamster ball, is the impression that this gives me. There should be some kind of robot hamster inside this thing, from my understanding. It's powering it. They also have a strange setup that's further down over there, where they have this thing and it's robotic and it opens up, and there's like it takes pictures, I guess, in that booth. People are going in and this rigged circular case is taking their picture, and then it displays it on a screen, which seems like kind of a glorified photo booth if you ask me. So not perhaps the most practical use of something like a crazy high-end water-cooled build, but this thing, I mean, it's insane. I've never seen a case like this, and I tend to say that every time I come and see InWin stuff at Computex, because they just do stuff you've never really seen before. Again, beautiful water-cooled build installed in this thing. This was made by KunMod. And as far as the case goes, it does support EATX chassis. It's made out of aluminum and acrylic, so it's a big acrylic ball. And it's even got tons of air cooling support, front 120mm fan by 3, rear 120mm fan by 2, and then a front 360mm radiator, which it is currently equipped with in this water-cooled version of the build. So you guys think I should try to get one of these? No idea where I'd put it. Where do you put a massive acrylic ball case? I'm not sure. I'll figure it out sometime. And closing out the InWin booth, some EK products. EK is kind of partnering with InWin. They just have a little setup here, and this is their new EK Fluid gaming setup. Basically, EK has gone aluminum. They're using extruded covers for the GPU blocks. They're using all aluminum in the actual systems. So you're going to get, depending on the system that you get set up, either 120mm radiator, 240, or you can get this one on the bottom, which includes the radiator, as well as a CPU block, as well as a GPU block, which is compatible with most Founders Edition 1080 and 1070 series GPUs. Since everything is aluminum, it's basically less expensive. Yes, you are going to lose some cooling performance, but for people who hate AIOs and don't want to do anything with AIOs because AIOs suck, this might be a much more viable solution for you. So you can tell just in the weight of these things that you know, it's aluminum and not copper or brass or anything like that. But I think it's going to let a lot of more people get into the water cooling game, especially with, you know, the quality that AK brings to the table, which is pretty substantial. And that one on the bottom, which gives you again a GPU block, a CPU block, a pump, a reservoir, and the tubing and everything you need to put this all together, is only going to cost. How much is it going to cost? $240.
This one will cost $150.
I don't care about that one. No, that one's $150.
$240.
$240. So what? $140, $160, $240?
$240. Yeah.
All right, very good prices. So guys, check it out. New EK products for water cooling fanatics. Go get them. All right, I got one last thing to show you guys from InWin. This is a pretty unique fan. It's called Mars. So they named these Mars. I honestly don't know why they're called Mars, because maybe it's because they're red. But basically, you got a fan with an aluminum chassis, rotational speed up to 1400 RPM, and it's got this kind of arm that it's attached to, and you can just move it around, rotate it, position it wherever you want, and direct airflow towards a graphics card or a hotspot in your case. And I would imagine particularly useful in an open air chassis like the InWin X frame that they have right here. This is a 2.0, which I believe I covered last year, or maybe the year before. I forget. But guys, that's all for this video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. I got more Computex 2017 coverage coming very soon as well, so also subscribe if you want to. One final shout out to my sponsors, of course. Big thank you to G-Skill, Cooler Master, EVGA, MSI, and Tesoro. I'll see you guys in the next video.